What's up, everyone? It's the cool Eevee. And yes, I am back making videos because guess what? Season 2 of the Cool Eevee show is now out. Well, not out, but it's officially started. Although Season 1 hasn't actually been finished yet. More on that later. I've got a big surprise coming up sometime to close out Season 1. So, what am I doing for Season 2? Well, I thought I'd go back on a few thingies I committed to and talk about the Minecraft Super Mario Edition Java port again. So, let's just dive right into it. So, I've actually started on a completely fresh world, although I have changed my difficulty to peaceful just to accommodate. In fact, let me just change my game mode to creative because I prefer it a little better. So, a lot of people who saw this wanted a follow-up video to this and wanted to know where they could download it for themselves. Well, I'm not going to answer that in this video, but I am going to answer that in the next video. And for those who want to figure it out on their own, I will probably post a download link in the description of whatever I upload. So there will be a download link in the description, cobbled together by my good friend oyqea. So let's just head on out. Now, a big difference this time is I'm playing this with shaders, which look really nice. Oh, yeah. I should note one long-standing bug is that any paintings that were carried across in the map automatically pop off. I'm not particularly a fan of this, but, you know, I get that it happens. I love the coin collect sound effect used. I'm gonna turn up my volume just a skosh. Yeah, we have Mario music too, but I'm gonna keep it down low. So yeah, roaming around. Now, if you remember last time, I did a bunch of alterations to the map in general, but since then I have lost that old map save, so we're just gonna play it by ear. And look at this. Like, look at this. I think it fits even better with shaders, honestly. The shader pack I use is the complementary shaders, so, you know. I got the Mario statue. Look at this. So, I'm going to try and hit a few areas that I didn't really touch upon last time. And I'm just going to kind of walk around a bit. Now, I will tell you about a few things I did do last time. Because, you know, with the engine port from Legacy Console to Java, because this still isn't based off of, like, the later Bedrock port of the mashup pack. This is still based on its Legacy Console incarnation. So naturally, a few things are skewed in the MBT data, which is probably why paintings pop off. And, okay, so yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. Let's go through the inventory and stuff. I did have to patch some of these manually. Because, oh, yeah, I guess some, I guess the spawn eggs didn't get updated. Or maybe they did. Because, I must mention, the resource pack being used is basically being maintained by one guy. So, yeah, do with that what you will. Let's see if I can get a music disc. And I'm going to pretend I'm playing in survival. Okay. Damn it. I'd be dead now. Yeah, look at that. Music discs. So yeah, this is based on the most recent version of the resource pack. But that oh wait. You know, the world is still the same as it ever was. Not that there was much of a difference. I only found one major patch last time I played Minecraft on Switch. And that was for removal of the large empty area down below, which I think... If you watch enough videos, you may see it. But... So yeah. Just going around through Layer Cake Desert. Never actually finished Nissimbu. Like, this is just going to be more of a casual playthrough, so if you want to click off now, then now's your chance. Oh, so we got a desert temple, and I guess a challenge room. I actually never really played Legacy Console except with a few friends, so some of these I don't actually know all the ins and outs of. I like how they represented the flying blocks with that animated texture looks new. I think I've seen it animated before. Got a sunken ship over here. Going over to Acorn Plains. Oh, one thing I should comment on. The cannons are a bit of a funky mess. For example, because I had to rewire the entire things when I did them, just to get the intended effect. Here we go. It didn't launch me up. Now that's because the piston retracting down didn't really receive that much of a signal. Because it is supposed to launch me all the way up here, so I land onto this cloud so I can hop down to the airship. But it doesn't do that. I will probably end up making a slightly patched version of this map that actually does fix that error, because, you know, it's a good port otherwise, it's just, can't do it. Oh, I have a Valley of Bowser. Oh, I should touch on that since I'm here. Oh, one thing I will comment on. This is one thing I love that was implemented in 1.18 and onward. Due to the new terrain blending and stuff, you no longer get the weird jagged edges of chunks at the edges of the world, so it just looks like it continues on seamlessly. And that helps the effect so much more, especially when you go to the Isle Delfino section and it's all skewed, you know. So let's go to Bowser's Castle, if it'll load. Yeah, that's one thing about it. The portal doesn't actually manifest in the correct location, but it still can if you want. So I'm going to go down to where it's intended to output. So here we are. And obviously, since I'm using a shader pack, we get some really, really fancy effects in here. And I honestly think it works even better than it did before. Because, you know, one could argue that it maybe is a little too bright, but the effect in this case makes it feel almost, how do I say this? otherworldly. So, yeah. Hey, Boom Boom. I overheard you. And I'm just gonna clip around. Look at that. I think some of these are naturally generating. So yeah. I apologize for not commenting as much. It's just I haven't made vids in a long time, and I'm only just now getting back into the swing of things. So let's oh, actually, let's go into the castle. Why not? I do want to be careful not to trip the wires, though, because due to the screwed up MBT data, there is another nasty side effect that can happen. Because spawn egg... Okay, so the spawn eggs in this version, I'm playing on 1.20.10, and technically the last release of the resource pack is for 1.20.8, but that's not the point. But yeah, for some reason, in some versions, the NBT data can get screwed up. And so as a result, many of the spawn eggs contain spawn eggs for withers, which are only possible with commands. But fortunately, these seem to actually be outputting the ones properly intended. Oh, look. It's Bowyer. Yeah. Honestly, I still gotta give props to... I think it was 4J who probably worked on this mashup pack, because they did all the old console mashup packs, I think. So, I just gotta give props to them for fully realizing the Mario games in the best way possible and stuff. So, let's, I'm just gonna... There we go. Go back to World Spawn because I like it a bit better. I don't know why World Spawn is on the roof. Let's go this way. Nice Super Mario 3 representation. That's go to the Piranha Plant Islands. I suppose I could take the railways. I just don't feel like it at the moment, I think. In fact, let me just grab a bed. Oh god, my fan is going pretty heavily. So, going through... Oh, Eye of Enders or Shy Guy masks? Okay. I actually don't know what this song is, but it sounds nice. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments. So yeah. Essentially, you can find the entire pack for all this stuff on Planet Minecraft. Because a while back, someone meticulously ported over the world base. And later on, people actually started porting over the textures too. And there's this one pack that I've linked, along with the help of a few friends, into essentially a mega pack of all possible content for the Super Mario Mashup Pack, and we haven't included recreations of the skins as well. most were done by CHSherrill, but a few were provided by a few others that he didn't get around to, and I ended up doing the last one, which was the Shy Guy one. I will probably end up making a few customs at some point, just for the fun of it. And here we are in Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario World. I can't sing. Or, at the very least, reach that register. But of course, I know what some of you are really all here for. The Ocean Monument! No, I'm just kidding. I don't think anyone actually goes to Ocean Monuments anymore. Maybe they do, I don't know. You're really here for that sweet, sweet Mario 64 castle. Let's see if the painting pops off. Oh look, it's actually staying up, but the transparency is all fucked. Well, I can live with that. Let's go the intended route, actually, because I feel like it. Now, one thing I really want to do again is recreate the... because like I said, I lost my original save of the Mario mashup pack, so I want to go back and try and recreate, based on all the footage I had of it, my version of it, which, if you remember correctly, did include other rooms within the castle. It looks like some of the cloud paintings came off. See, what I'm probably going to have to do for those is, you know, take note of where they were actually placed in the original mashup pack. Oh, for this, what I usually have to do, because I do know that part of the problem is there's carpet there, so they're just going to fall off anyways. So what I usually do is just, I get some red wool instead of red carpet. And, brace it a little. And, oh, right. Yep, there we go. It's a good compromise, and it gets the job done. Okay. I don't think that was supposed to happen. See, that's the thing. I end up using the search function way more than I would normally because of the, I knew what I was gonna say, but I got distracted by the thing. Oh, you know, I should actually probably take care of the Bob on Battlefield painting before it vanishes. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that went about as well as I expected. Terracotta. Yeah, there is a bedrock port of a lot of this as well, but it's done by a different group, and they've messed up some of the textures. Like, the lime terracotta uses the green terracotta texture, so it's all askew. Yeah, I don't know. I think it helps when there's a hole that I can punch through. You know what would be really fun? I'm just now realizing. If I used the immersive portals mod as a way to expand the castle, since, you know, I shouldn't need to comment that it is much bigger on the inside. Like, logically, it should only be just this one room. And yet, all of Super Mario 64 is fitting into that. Because I think this is all to scale. Like, yeah, let's go through the thingies. But I haven't recorded a thing this long in who knows how long. I may end up just poke around until I just get bored. You'd be fine with that, wouldn't you? I thought so. So, actually, now's as good a time as any to tell you about the surprise we've got lined up as a way to close out Season 1. Yeah, I know, technically, but since this is the Season 2 premiere, Season 1 should technically be over, but I've been working on this for a while and there's been a bunch of delays. But I'm happy to announce that we are now working on the 3rd episode of Pikachu Squad, and this one is easily the biggest one yet. Like, we're actually going like, hold on. Weather clear. We're actually trying to spiffy it up by a lot. We've got like a full-blown script. We've got a fully original story. And, well, it's just gonna be fun and stuff. Like, I know the series is no longer a ripoff of Teen Girl Squad from Homestar Runner. The series is now going in its own original direction, which is something I wanted to do from the get-go, but I was never really able to. So this actually opens up way more doors for me and stuff. And to think, it only took me 5 years to try and do this. That's another thing. The episode takes place appropriately 5 to 6 years after the events of episode 2. And it does acknowledge the events that happened in there too, so, you know, you still will want those for the added context. Just saying. And, so yeah, let's go up here. Because I do know someone who will be fawning over the Delfino Plaza stuff. So, I'm just doing this because I know it'll make them happy. So yeah, let's just fly through. So yeah, be sure to keep a lookout for Pikachu Squad Episode 3, because that's one thing. I really want to get back to actually doing what I wanted to do with the channel in the first place. Make funny skits and videos. And, well, 2025 was kind of sucks for me. And the shitposting era in 2020 to 2022 wasn't exactly a high point for me either. So this is the best compromise I can think of. And here we are in Delfino Plaza from Super Mario Sunshine. Look at that. Bad. And so yeah. I mean, I may bring back like traces of, you know, things I did, but mostly going forward, it's going to be its own thing. Oh yeah, I forgot, Pianta's in this, ever since Village and Pillage, the villager textures all changed, so the Piantas are kind of jobless. And there's a shine sprite up there. And yeah, like I said, there's no more weird chunk generation, so the edges look a lot more natural. Not to mention, it's still mostly isolated by a bunch of water, so it still fits the island aesthetic. Up. And going up. Oh, I suck at parkour. Break free, lead the way from Super Mario Odyssey. And so yeah. Honestly, I do know there was that like Retro 64 mod that basically backported stuff from the decompiled code of Mario 64 into there as well. And I really wonder how this would actually go over well. It also makes me wish that Jim Boom's Super Mario mod actually got updated past 1.7.10. Although there are better ones out there now, but that one just holds a special place in my heart from like old Minecraft Let's Plays and mod showcases. Looking at you, Dan TDM. You the GOAT. Oh, and one other thing, because I am going to stop the pretty damn soon, but I do want to touch on something else, because I only found this out after I ended up doing some like digging for because I wanted to find to see if there were unused areas beneath the surface of the map. And, well, to be fair, there was one, but it's been sealed up and stuff, like game mode spectator. I'm just gonna go into spectator mode and go over to the original room, for lack of a better term. So all the way over by spawn point, supposing you were to go straight down, you would find a long, huge, tunneled out section with seemingly nothing in it. Now, what the purpose of this is, I still don't know, but it's just, and my mind raced with a bunch of possibilities. I almost decided to try and make it into like a Captain Toad themed thing, but that was before I even knew that much about Captain Toad, and that he actually debuted in Mario Galaxy. But there was one other unique, per se, portion that went unused. Because if we go all the way back to the Princess Peach statue, if you look directly below, you can faintly see a sliver of some unused content. Now, what's going on in here, you may ask? Well, this seems to just be like an early case of the Bob-omb Battlefield room, because if we go over to Peach's castle, let's just go over there. Right, we can see roughly the same exact pattern, it's just a little curved in one spot. Okay, and not to mention that I'm gonna go back into creative and take a night vision potion. Okay, and spectator. We go through here, we can actually see remnants of some redstone signals here as well. So that means this was being used for something at one point, or at least potentially going to be used for something. Question though is, was there planned to be something more in Peach's castle? Was it originally over here? Did the entire structure get changed at one point? Lots to think on. But yeah, that's episode 2 of the Super Mario Mashup Pack stuff. I will probably do an episode 3 at some point because I really do want to do some fun build stuff with this. Like, I really do want to build upon it. But for now, I feel this is a good enough stopping point for a meeting. So, on that note, I want to thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. To all my already existing subscribers, thank you for sticking around even during the hiatus. I truly appreciate the support. Like, really, it means a lot to me. And I hope to have more content out soon. And more stuff that I love doing. Because, again, that's what I want to get back to. Stuff that I legitimately enjoy doing. And honestly, that's what I've been lacking this entire time. So, on that note, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you to all those who have stayed with the channel. And I will see you in the next video. See ya!